Jehosua, glorious dawn and Advent to you and yours. We have some incredible winds blowing out this early morning. We begin with a prayer. Deseon exhibit lex, et verbum Domine Jerusalem. The law shall go forth out of Zion, and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem. The word coming from one direction, the law from another. Interesting. The law from down south, from Moses in the mountain. But the word of the Lord birthed out of Jerusalem and came. Veniet fortior me post me, cuius non sum dignus sovere corrigiam calciamentorum. After me comes one mightier than I, the straps of whose sandal I am not worthy to loose. Eternally blessed, the Baptist, the incredible eremite, will be like no other, St. John. We now begin the 8th epistle of Iehosua. And our Lord said to Jehosua, fear not, neither do thou dread. Take with thee all the multitude of the fighting men. Oh, wow. So it's pretty fantastic how Quias begins this discussion with Jehosua. I don't want to alarm you, drive any fear into you, but I need you to get the army together. We've more work to do. But fear not, because since you rooted out the anathema and destroyed it, I am with you. So, rising up, you're going to go into the town of Hai. Remember this? All right, so we have the Sidon Vale, Dead Sea, which you go in the river from flowing to Jericho, which they just recently sacked, and now there's Hai to the west. Behold, Quias continues to Jehosua, I have delivered into thy hand the king thereof. In other words, I'm going to give you the king, the people, the city, and the land, just like I did with Jericho. And thou shalt do to the city of Hai and to the king as thou hast done to Jericho and to the king thereof. But the prey and all the cattle you shall spoil for yourselves. Unlike Jericho, you get to keep everything that is there once you destroy Hai. I want you to lay ambushments to the city behind it, which brings up a discussion previously when I said, take note of Bethel. All right, see those little X's, black X's there? They're going to lay an ambush behind Hai before Bethel. It could very well be in the wilderness, but my inclination is not, because of the mention of Bethel, which is going to even come in more so later. You should also be asking yourselves, wait a minute, did you just say lay an ambush? Didn't we learn that to lay an ambush to destroy a man is a sin? And I would say, excellent recollection. That's exactly what Moyses did right in Leviticus and Deuteronomy. To sneak attack someone is a sin. But through St. Augustine, we learned this. Deceptions and strategies, what he called stratagems, are lawful and just warfare. But what isn't is falsehood, nor breach of promise, which is what occurred with Jericho in Israel. So, Jehosua, he arose, and all the host of the men of war with him to go up into Hai. This is occurring in the middle of the night, mind you. And he takes 30,000 chosen valiant men. He commands them, saying, lay ambushments behind the city. Neither you retire far off, but you shall be ready. All right, so he's taking the army of Quias. He separates 30,000 valiant men, elite men, and he plants them in an ambush here. He tells them not to tarry off anywhere. Just use the restroom, use it close by, but don't go gallivanting anywhere. Stay there, be patient, be quiet, be still. So 30,000 of the Lord's army is here. Jehosua is taking the rest of the multitude, and he is going to go up against the city. In other words, he is coming in with a direct frontal attack. Right here, Jehosua's attacking one end, but he has this planted out behind. How about this for elite strategy generals? The beginning of strategy in militant warfare by this extraordinary Captain General named Iehosua. And he continues, when they shall issue out against us, as we did before, we will flee and turn our backs till pursuing them they be drawn forward far from the city. For they will think we are fleeing as before. So he's going to do the bait and trap routine once again. I believe, comes with an extraordinary elite military background, that his strategy is Solomon brilliant. Absolutely. He uses the sin against Israel when they were previously thwarted, and they lost, 36 men? And he's using that to their advantage. He's going with the belief that word has already gone out. Yeah, the Israelis were defeated. They lay an ambush, and men were coming up against us, and we rose up, and they fled, so we chased them. So he's using that. This is what I want you to understand. He's using that, what's already public knowledge, he's just presuming, to lure the enemies of Quias by exploiting Quiam's own refusal to help the Israelis previously. This bait and trap strategy. Brilliant. Brilliant. Instead of hiding or sending out spies to find out what others know, no. He said, no, I'm not going to hide it. I'm going to use that. And that's why I call this extremely Solomon brilliant. So he dismisses them, and they went on to the place of the ambushments and sat between Bethel and Hai. There we go. Between Bethel and Hai, at the west side of the city of Hai. All right, so Hai, and here's Bethel, and this is where the ambushments. And this incredible Captain General is going to lead his attack here. Jehosua, that night, he stayed in the midst of the people. Then he rises up early. So there's 30,000 already gone. Dawn is coming, he rises up, and he musters his soldiers, and he went up with the ancients in the front of the host of the army. So the rest of our Lord's army, everyone's awake, and we're all gathered, they've eaten, put all their weaponry together. Jehoshua goes in front of them and envires with the aid of the fighting men. He's amongst them. This is a leader. Leader leads by example. He knows what the men are up against because he's part of it, not sitting in his tabernacle at a desk spewing out orders. And when they were come and were gone up directly against the city, they stood on the north side of the city, between which and them was a valley in the midst. All right, so this is what's occurring here. He marches up and he takes them north. And directly west is the ambushments. So here is where Jehosua is presenting God's army to the city of Hai. And guess what? That brings us to a close for now. So try to keep this in mind. I'll try to preserve this. But next we meet, read this first out, absorb it. And if you're with a military family or interested in military history, you should be reading this. Because it's incredible, the brilliance of this Captain General. Till next we meet, Pax Vobis. Happy Wednesday.